Hi everyone. Um, Today we are listening to a new song by a new band that I didn't know of called Black R.
Mm-hmm.
And the song is called Aik Nayi Subh.
Mm.
It's a Pakistani band and Hamad recommended it to me. So I'm very, very curious to know what he likes about this song.
Okay.
So what do you say?
No, no. I think just one thing that I want to add here is that Black R is a new band, but I think um, they haven't yet risen to the prominence. They were part of Pepsi
Mm-hmm.
Battle of the Bands, and this was one of the songs that they performed live on that platform as well. But later, this video came out. But this is one of the songs that is really uplifting, motivating at the same time. So I keep it in my playlist. And yeah, we'll discuss about it later.
All right, let's do it. Three, two, one, play.
खुद को हम इस शहर में रुसवा ना करेंगे
खुद को हम इस शहर में रुस्वा ना करेंगे. How is that possible?
Everyday story.
अब तक जो हुआ खैर अब ऐसा ना करेंगे तासुबह शबे माँ में जागा ना करेंगे हो हर मोड़ पे टिकेंगे ना दीवानों की सूरत दीवानों की सूरत
Vocal system.
हर दर पे तुझे जाके पुकारा ना करेंगे नई सुबह हो तलू
नई सुबह हो चलू.
Hmm. Okay. All right.
Okay,
Uh,
tell me.
does his voice remind you of someone?
Um, Honestly, um, I can't really point a finger to one particular vocalist, but it felt like very Karachi
Hmm.
rock scene
Hmm.
kind of
Yeah.
voice. can't really point to someone very particular.
I actually, when I heard his voice the first time, I felt that it is quite similar to Junaid's voice from Call, the band. A similar sort of texture, voice
Mm-hmm.
texture, and he has performed rock songs live as
Mm-hmm.
well, so it feels on occasion. But anyways, coming back to this particular track, uh, this track was performed on Pepsi Battle of the Bands when they were part of the third edition of Pepsi Battle of the Bands, I think. And they were one of the semifinalists for that season. And I always felt that they should have qualified for the finals, but I think the judges felt otherwise. Um, but that being said, this track was one of those tracks which got a standing ovation from the judges as well when they performed it live because um, the song itself is not really long. The poetry itself,
Mm-hmm.
if you read the verses,
Yeah.
it's not more than a rubai. So in a
Mm-hmm.
rubai you have four verses. It probably has five.
Quartet.
Yeah, it's a quartet, so it probably has just
Quartet.
five lines, not more
Yeah.
than that.
Yeah.
The um, important thing is the way they have approached the song without any specific structure, like Bayan, for instance, does it. So they don't have traditional um, intro, chorus, outro, and so on. It has a very
Mm-hmm.
different song
Mm-hmm.
structure itself. And for me personally, the poetry is really striking. They have penned very few words, but the image that they want to create or the painting that they have created is basically to get out of the shackles or the challenges that you have within your brain and just to express yourself as much as you can. This feels like a very personal story for them as well because the artists in Pakistan, and if we talk
Yep.
specifically, they don't get those platforms to express themselves that often. Pepsi Battle of the Bands was one of those platforms for them. Otherwise, this song later came out as part of an album, but barely got any visibility, any
Mm-hmm.
views or so on later on. Although this track itself had that potential to bring them to limelight as well. But most of the artists, for instance, they are working daytime jobs and so on. They don't really have the capacity to fulfill their creative instincts, what they have inside, and they keep it buried for quite a long time. And that's what happens in this particular track as well. They have all those quality to become or reach a potential of their own, but they are just stuck in the wheel called life. So the cycle of life continues for them, and they're just within their shell and can't do anything about it. They have to keep themselves sustainable for their
Mm-hmm.
family
Mm-hmm.
and so on. So it had a lot of personal messaging, like we did. I think we did one track from Kashmir, um, which had similar sort of
Yep.
messaging as well. And this here, I think it hits a lot on a personal level as well for me, and I think it's one of the wonderful hidden gems that I keep
Yep.
in my playlist.
Yeah, I remember that the Kashmir track, it had the dead body of guitar
Hmm.
hanging on the wall,
Yeah,
and I remember the track, and
crucifixion of the
fondly.
entire band,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Musicians in general,
musician. Yeah.
witch hunt
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
musicians. Um, yeah, this that I remember that track very fondly, and I think you have summarized this track very well as well. Whatever we see in the video, whatever we hear with the lyrics, you summed it up pretty much. Yeah, in the beginning, I felt like I was in that city.
Hmm.
You know, I had my desk job as I did, and I was similarly down and out. Similar, very similar. Long hours,
Hmm.
long traffic. When you get home, you're dead,
Hmm.
pretty
Hmm.
much, and then you actually go home just to sleep,
Hmm.
and then wake up and go to work and come home,
Hmm.
dead, just to sleep. and the cycle continues. And that's the thing that they say about अपने आप को रुस्वा करना,
Mm-hmm.
to dehumanize
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
That was it. That was me.
Mm-hmm.
I was, for me, towards my family, I was, I pretty much didn't exist.
Yeah.
So I could relate.
Mm-hmm.
I could relate. And that's why I felt like, yeah, how could you not do it? Un- Unless you have one of those get rich quick schemes
Yeah.
where the step number one is to have rich parents, but and yeah, the step number two is really to have step number one, pretty much, which we didn't have,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, uh, relatable, especially coming from that city.
Mm.
Very relatable. About the track itself, about the, it felt like the vocalist. As I said, had a lot of potential.
Mhm.
Has a lot of potential. He could hit very nice notes on the higher scale.
Mhm.
It felt like that the vocalist is not, of course, classically trained. It was, if I'm not wrong, it was apparent,
Mhm.
at least to me. I could be wrong. I have been wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah, the overall production was very bootstrapped,
Mhm.
kind of. Although this is pretty much produced by Pepsi Battle of the Bands, but it still felt like this. The production quality felt like it's pretty much bootstrapped,
Mhm.
and this is where the dissonance is.
Mhm. Mhm.
Even though the Pepsi Battle of the Band is sponsoring, if they were sponsoring them,
Mhm.
it comes out as bootstrapped,
Mhm.
which tells you everything you need to know about, right? So there's no medium in Pakistan for music.
Absolutely.
There's no platform in Pakistan for music. Um, there's not much incentive
For the
for
musicians.
musicians in Pakistan,
Mhm.
and this is it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
This is it.
I would give some credit to Pepsi in that regard because honestly,
Sure.
when I think no other brand is, I mean, Coke Studio is doing entirely different stuff. Pepsi is providing platform or was providing platform to the up and coming artists. Post season 3, they haven't been able to come up with a new season. I don't know why, because
And also that tells you everything you need to know.
yeah, you can potentially say that, but the seasons, it's the season 2 and 3 were quite a success, I would say. And
Yeah,
what
absolutely, they were.
what I liked about this third season specifically is that they were probably number 3 or 4 band. But Pepsi actually, if you see the hashtag, the bands are back, was a specific campaign run after the season had ended, just to showcase the top tracks in a proper way, proper setting with a proper video and everything, so that it could reach to a wider audience and get those musicians the listeners
Absolutely.
that they want. So it was, in that sense, I give some credit to Pepsi Battle of the Bands,
So
of course.
Pepsi Battle of Band has been an immense catalyst. No denying
Yeah.
that. Immense catalyst, especially the first season.
Especially the
was
first season.
like the catalyst, the spark that the scene needed, and that spark actually caught fire.
Yeah, yeah.
And since then, the subsequent seasons have enlightened a ray of hope in a lot of music listeners that something might come out of it.
Yeah.
Something might come out of it. But the disappointment is that first of all they didn't continue. Second of all, they put in some effort where they picked up this band, they sponsored. Okay, let's put out a music video. Let's see if it catches something. But there was no proper marketing around
No
it.
marketing.
So for example, Black
True.
Art, there's no awareness, no marketing around
True.
it. And yeah, that's the disappointment that I'm talking about. Coke Studio at least have some level of consistency where yeah. Anyways, this is turning into Pepsi Battle of the Bands versus
Coke.
Coke Studio or where they are falling through. But it should be about Black Art.
It should be about
and,
Black Art.
I hope that Black Art continue their work. Continue to express themselves as they want to through this particular track. and yeah, put out. So this is from 2019,
Yeah, yeah,
and this tells you again
yeah, absolutely,
all of all about living in the city and how that crushes you, how
absolutely.
that kills your dreams. Um, that since 2019, I don't know how many of the tracks
Hmm.
they could work on.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I read it somewhere, I think probably on an Instagram post or something, but they might be doing some collaborations with probably Bayan and other bands as well. So hopefully we get to listen to them in future, and yeah, have some more music coming out of um, their brain, their creative, um, the genius that these guys are. Because I have followed a bit of journey of this band, and hopefully that they will continue doing their music as well. But yeah, let us know your thoughts around this particular track. It's more about keeping yourself motivated, and I try to keep it in my playlist for the same reason. But let us know your thoughts, and yeah, we'll catch up on the next one then. Until then, take care. Goodbye.
Bye bye.